Pete the Cat and the Perfect Pizza Party by Kimberly and James Dean. Pete the Cat loves pizza. Pete the Cat loves parties too. Pete had an idea of what he could do. He would have the perfect pizza party. You are invited to Pete's pizza party with fun, games, music. Bring your swimsuit too. Pete's friends all arrived. It was time to build the perfect pizza together. That would make the pizza even better. Pete thought the perfect pizza would be pepperoni with extra cheese. It's a party, a pepperoni pizza party. But everyone did not agree. Callie said,
Pepperoni would be just fine, but I really love pretzels on mine.
Pete and the gang were puzzled.
Pretzels?
Well, that's something new. But maybe pretzels could be groovy too.
Woo!
It's a party, a pepperoni pretzel pizza party. Squirrel said,
Pepperoni and pretzels would be just fine, but I really love pistachios on mine.
Pete and the gang were puzzled.
Pistachios?
Well, that's something new. But maybe pistachios could be groovy too. It's a party, a pepperoni pretzel pistachios pizza party. Grumpy Toad said,
Pepperoni, pretzels, and pistachios would be just fine. But I really love pickles on mine.
Pete and the gang were puzzled. Pickles? Well, that's something new. But maybe pickles could be groovy too. It's a party, a pepperoni pretzel pistachios pickle pizza party. Gus said,
Pepperoni, pretzels, pistachios, and pickles would be just fine. But I really love popcorn on mine.
Pete and the gang were puzzled. Popcorn? Well, that's something new. But maybe popcorn could be groovy too. It's a party, a pepperoni pretzel pistachios pickle popcorn pizza party. Alligator said,
Pepperoni, pretzels, pistachios, pickles, and popcorn would be just fine. But I really love papaya on mine.
Now Pete and the gang were really puzzled.
Papaya?
Well, that's something new. But maybe papaya could be groovy too. It's a party, a pepperoni, pretzel, pistachios, pickle, popcorn, papaya, pizza party. Pete and the gang piled the pepperoni, pretzels, pistachios, pickles, popcorn, and papaya on top. The pizza was so high they had to stop. Ding! The pizza was done.
Yeah!
Trying something new might be fun. They all built up the courage to take the first bite. And the pepperoni, pretzel, pistachios, pickle, popcorn, papaya pizza was out of sight. Dynamite, just right. In the end, the perfect pizza is a pizza shared with friends. The end. Thanks for watching. Please like and subscribe if you're new. Don't forget to hit the notification bell to stay tuned for more videos like this one. Pete the Cat, I Love My White Shoes. Story by Eric Littman, aka Mr. Eric. Art by James Dean. Pete the cat was walking down the street in his brand new white shoes. Pete loved his white shoes so much, he sang this song. I love my white shoes. 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 Oh no! Pete stepped in a large pile of strawberries. What color did it turn his shoes? Red! Did Pete cry?
Goodness, no!
He kept walking along and singing his song. Everything is cool. I love my red shoes. 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 I love my red. Oh no! Pete stepped in a large pile of blueberries. What color did it turn his shoes? Blue! Did Pete cry?
Goodness, no!
He kept walking along and singing his song. Awesome! I love my blue shoes. 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 I love my... Oh no! Pete stepped in a large pile of mud. What color did it turn his shoes? Brown! Did Pete cry?
Goodness, no!
He kept walking along and singing his song. Groovy! I love my brown shoes. 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 I love my... Oh no! Pete stepped in a bucket of water. And all the brown, and all the blue, and all the red were washed away. What color were his shoes again? White! But now they were wet. Did Pete cry?
Goodness, no!
He kept walking along and singing his song. Rock and roll! I love my wet shoes. 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 The moral of Pete's story is, no matter what you step in, keep walking along and singing your song, because it's all good. The end. Hello, friends. Today we are going to read Pete the Cat, The First Thanksgiving by Kimberly and James Dean. Pete was nervous about being a pilgrim in his class's Thanksgiving play, The First Thanksgiving. Just do your best, his best friend Callie said. Pete said he would try. He was ready. His mom had even made him a pilgrim hat, which was really cool. Happy Thanksgiving! Pete took his place at the front of the giant ship that his class had made out of cardboard. Pete was a pilgrim on the Mayflower. In 1620, a group of pilgrims decided to leave England for the New World to build a new life. It was a long, long trip on a big, big ship. All the pilgrims sang. The sea was rough and very dangerous. many pilgrims got very, very sick. The dream of a new start in a new world made the hard trip all worth it. For more than 2 months, the pilgrims sailed. They wondered if they would ever get there. After 65 days on the ship, the new world finally came into view. "Land ho!" Pete cried. All the pilgrims did a happy dance. The pilgrims arrived in the New World at Plymouth Rock in what is now Massachusetts. Everyone had many chores to do, like growing food, finding water, and building shelters. The first winter in the New World was long and hard. In the spring, the pilgrims had to decide whether to give up and go back to England or keep trying. The pilgrims had heard about the Native Americans, and many worried that they would not be friendly. Pete had never met a cat he didn't like, so he thought they would be kind. Pete was right. He made a new friend in Squanto. Squanto and the other Native Americans showed the pilgrims how to grow crops like corn, beans, and squash. By summer, the pilgrims had learned how to farm the new land. By fall harvest, the pilgrims had plenty of food. To thank Squanto and the other Native Americans, the pilgrims invited them to share the harvest. This celebration became known as the First Thanksgiving. Pete was relieved when the play was over. He had remembered all his lines. "Wow, I never thought about how hard it was back then," said Pete. "You did great," Callie said. Later, at Thanksgiving dinner with his family, Pete said, "Let's all go around the table and say something we're thankful for." "I'm thankful for my family," said Pete's mom. "I'm thankful for my skateboard," said Bob. "I'm thankful for the brave pilgrims that started this new free world," said Pete. "What are you thankful for?" The end.
The wheels on the bus go round and round, round and round, round and round. The wheels on the bus go round and round all day long. The horn on the bus goes beep, 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 beep. The horn on the bus goes beep, beep, beep all day long. The signals on the bus go blink, 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 blink. The signals on the bus go blink, blink, blink all day long. The cats on the bus go, let's rock out, let's rock out, let's rock out. The cats on the bus go, let's rock out all day long.
Hello, friends. Today we are going to read Pete the Cat and the Treasure Map by James Dean. Captain Pete looks across Cat Cove. The sun is sparkling on the water. It's a beautiful day for an adventure. Something flies toward Captain Pete's ship. It's a parrot. "Squawk," says the parrot. She gives Captain Pete a crumpled piece of paper. "What is it?" asks First Mate Callie. Captain Pete looks at the paper. There's a long trail that ends with an X. "It's a treasure map," he says. "Treasure?" says First Mate Callie. "Where?" "On Secret Island," says Captain Pete. "Let's go," says First Mate Callie. "Woo-hoo!" Woo! cries the crew. "Treasure!" Splash! Captain Pete steers the ship through the big waves. The salty wind pushes the sails. The ship is going really fast. "Good job, mateys," says Captain Pete. "We'll be there in no time." Uh-oh, Captain Pete spoke too soon. He spies something coming toward them.
What is that?
Asks first mate Callie. A giant arm reaches up and splashes the water. It makes a wave that crashes down on Pete's boat.
Splash!
Squawk! Cries the parrot. Arr! Yells the crew.
Splash!
Another arm comes crashing down. The crew is scared, but not Captain Pete. He knows that the monster isn't trying to scare them. He's rocking a cool beat. Captain Pete takes out his guitar and strums. The monster rises out of the water. The crew takes cover, but the monster stops when he hears Pete playing. He nods his head along. He's not a scary sea monster. He's an awesome sea drummer. Rock on, says Captain Pete. Thanks, booms the monster. Oh no, Captain, shouts first mate Callie. A big storm is coming. Batten down the hatches, says Captain Pete. Everyone gets ready for the storm. The waves toss the ship, but the crew is brave. Captain Pete has an idea. Hey there, friend, he yells to the sea monster. We need some help. The monster grabs the ship with his giant arms and gives it a great big boost. The ship moves right through the storm. Hooray! Woo! Shouts the crew as the monster swims up to the boat. Thanks, friend, yells Captain Pete. No problem, booms the monster. Land ho! Yells first mate Callie, pointing out over the sea. All the pirates rush to look. It's Secret Island, says Captain Pete. On the beach, their buddy Grumpy Toad is waiting with a glittering pile of treasure.
Ahoy, mateys! You got my map!
Grumpy Toad says. Treasure is no fun if you can't share it with your friends. The crew is so happy. They do cartwheels in the sand. Thanks, Grumpy Toad, they shout. I think we're missing something, says Captain Pete. Let's play some music.
What a great idea,
says Grumpy Toad. The pirates load all the treasure onto the ship. Captain Pete takes out his guitar and strums. But something is missing from his song. Our drummer, Captain Pete says as the sea monster pops his head above the waves. Would you like to join my crew? Aye, booms the monster. Rock on, Captain Pete says as the monster joins in on a rocking pirate tune. Captain Pete's crew is complete. All the pirates sing, yo ho, a pirate's life for us. The end. Hello, friends. Today we are going to read Pete the Cat Trick or Treat by Kimberly and James Dean. It's Halloween. Pete the cat is excited to go trick-or-treating in his superhero costume. I hope nothing too spooky happens, says Pete. Don't worry, says Pete's dad. We have our flashlights. Boo! Let's go trick-or-treating, says Pete. Pete and his dad walk outside. The wind rustles the leaves. Pete sees something moving in the tree. Whoosh! It's just an owl. That wasn't too spooky, says Pete. They arrive at a neighbor's house. Pete rings the bell. Boo!
Meow!
He hears a strange sound coming to the door. Trick or treat! It's just Callie, Pete says. She's not too spooky. Callie joins Pete and his dad trick-or-treating. At the next house, there is something in the yard. Phew! It's just a scarecrow, says Pete. That's not too spooky. Boo! Pete rings the doorbell. Trick or treat, say Pete and Callie. Happy Halloween! Awesome costume, says Pete. Very spooky, but not too spooky. Thank you, says Mrs. Gold, the crossing guard. At the next house, there is something glowing on the steps. Cool, says Pete. Jack-o'-lanterns. Callie rings the doorbell. Trick or treat, say Pete and Callie. Happy Halloween! It's Pete's teacher. 1 piece of candy each, she says. Suddenly, they hear something behind them. What was that? Asks Callie. Oh, it's just our friend Emma, says Pete. Not spooky, but groovy. 1 last house and then we'll go home, says Pete's dad. Pete rings the bell. Ding dong! Beware! Yikes! It's a spooky ghost, screams Pete. Don't be silly, Pete. It's just me, says Grandma. Callie and Pete get treats and hugs. Trick-or-treating wasn't too spooky after all. It was actually full of sweet surprises. Happy Halloween!
On the first day of Christmas, be it get to me, a road trip to the sea. Groovy! On the second day of Christmas, be it get to me, 2 fancy clubs and a road trip to the sea. Groovy! On the third day of Christmas, be 12th day of Christmas, Pete gave to me. 12 friends are rocking, 11 balls are bouncing, 10 slots are sleeping, 9 empty sweaters, 8 guitar strumming, 7 concert tickets, 6 skateboards rolling, 5 onion rings, 4 4-ounce surfboards, 3 yummy cupcakes, 2 fuzzy gloves, and a road trip to the sea.
Hello, friends! In this book, Pete the Kitty and the Unicorn's Missing Colors, you'll be going on a fun adventure. Are you ready to read? Here we go! Pete sees his friend Stevie the Unicorn at the playground. Stevie looks sad. Hi, Stevie, says Pete. What's wrong? The Magic Unicorn dance party is tonight, says Stevie. But I lost all the colors in my rainbow tail. I can help, says Pete. We can use my magic paintbrush. Where did you last see your colors? Pete asks. Stevie says, when I was playing in the park. The park is very big. Stevie looks worried. We'll never find my colors before the dance party, Stevie says. Which colors are you missing? Asks Pete. Red, orange, yellow, green, blue, and purple are gone, Stevie says. Look! Pete points his magic brush at a berry patch. Let's borrow some red. Pop. A magic red blaze appears in Stevie's tail. Wow, says Stevie. Now we know what to do, says Pete. Great, says Stevie. Do green next. Green is everywhere, says Pete. The grass is green. The trees are green. Pop. Stevie's tail gets a green blaze. Stevie prances. That butterfly is yellow, says Pete. Pop. Stevie's tail gets a yellow blaze. Hurry, Pete, says Stevie. 3 more colors to go. This flower is orange, says Pete. Pop. Stevie's tail gets an orange blaze. Keep going, Pete, Stevie says. The party starts soon. The lake is blue, Pete says. Pop. Stevie's tail gets a blue blaze. 1 more left, says Stevie. The clouds are purple, shouts Pete. Pop. Stevie's tail gets a purple blaze. Yay! Pete and Stevie cheer. Stevie jumps for joy. Pete found all the missing colors. I love my rainbow tail, says Stevie. Come with me to the party. Stevie and Pete dance at the Magic Unicorn dance party. Stevie's rainbow tail is a big hit. Thanks, Pete, says Stevie. It's cool to help friends, says Pete. The end. Pete the Cat. Valentine's Day is Cool by Kimberly and James Dean. It was the day before Valentine's Day, and Pete was riding his skateboard home when he saw his friend Callie. She was holding a big red heart that said, Love. Have you finished your Valentine's Day cards? Asked Callie. No, Valentine's Day is not cool, Pete said. Oh, Pete, Valentine's Day is my favorite holiday. It's the day to tell people how special they are to you, Callie insisted. Pete skated on, but something in the back of his mind told him that Callie might be right. By the time Pete got home, he had decided that Callie was right about Valentine's Day. So he got out his pencils, paper, crayons, markers, and sat down at the kitchen table. First, Pete started to work on a card for his friend Larry. Pete made several cards with big red hearts, but he was not happy with his work. Pete wanted to make the perfect cards for every cat in his class. "I'll never get all these cards done in time," Pete told his mom. Pete's mom smiled. "Just do your best," she said. "Just tell Larry why he's cool. There's something cool about every cat." Pete got back to work. He thought hard what was cool about Larry. To Larry, Happy Valentine's Day from Pete. "Perfect," Pete said. After that, it didn't take Pete long to make cards for all the boys. To Josh, to Trey, to Rob, to John. Then Pete made special cards for all the girls and wrote "Love, Pete" on each one. And of course, he made the biggest heart-shaped card for his mom. The next day, Pete and Callie waited for the bus together. "I decided you were right. Valentine's Day is cool." "That's awesome," Callie said. "By the way, I am having a Valentine's Day party at my house after school, if you want to come." The bus pulled up then, and Pete and Callie got on. Mr. Ted, the bus driver, smiled and said good morning. But as soon as they were in their seats, Pete put his head in his paws. "What's wrong?" Callie asked. "I forgot to make a card for Mr. Ted," he cried. Then Pete thought, "But I can make him an awesome card before we get to school." Pete pulled out a piece of paper and colorful pencil from his backpack. He began to draw. "Happy Valentine's Day. Thanks for picking us up every day for school," Pete and Callie said as they handed Mr. Ted his Valentine. "Thank you," Mr. Ted told them. "You just made my day." "What about Mrs. Gold, the crossing guard? We need to make her a Valentine too," Pete practically shouted. "Let's do it," Callie said. "Let's make Valentines for everyone." Pete and Callie got super busy making cards for everyone. To Mrs. Gold, "Happy Valentine's Day" to the police. "Happy Valentine's Day" to the fireman. "Happy Valentine's Day" to the librarian. After school, Pete went to Callie's party. He rang the bell and then he froze. Callie opened the door only to find her friend in a panic. "What's wrong, Pete?" "I forgot something very important," Pete admitted. "What?" Callie asked. "I just realized I forgot to make a card for you," Pete said. "That's okay, Pete. Cards are just a way of showing you care. Hanging out with you, that's way better than any card. This is the best Valentine's Day ever. And happy Valentine's Day to you. Love, Pete." The end. Thank you for watching. Don't forget to like and subscribe to stay tuned for many more cool stories like this one. Today we are going to read Pete the Kitty, Wash Your Hands by Kimberly and James Dean. "Wash your hands," says Mom. "Okay," says Pete the Kitty. "I'm done. Pete's hands are not clean." "I'll help you," says Bob. "Watch me." "Turn on the water," Bob says. "Then wet your hands. Splish. Scrub your hands with soap. Scrub, scrub, scrub. Rinse your hands with water. Splash. Then dry your hands. Rub, rub, rub. Now you try it," Bob says. Splish, scrub, splash, rub. "Ta-da!" says Pete. "Great job," says Bob. "We must wash our hands many times a day," says Bob. "When?" asks Pete. "Wash your hands after you play. Splish, scrub, splash, rub. Wash your hands when you throw trash away. Splish, scrub, splash, rub. Wash your hands before you eat. Splish, scrub, splash, rub. Wash your hands after a treat. Splish, scrub, splash, rub. Wash your hands when someone is sick. Splish, scrub, splash, rub. Wash your hands if you just have to pick. Splish, scrub, splash, rub. Wash your hands if you sneeze, cough, or blow. Splish, scrub, splash, rub. And please, wash your hands after you go. Splish, scrub, splash, rub. I've got it, says Pete. Thank you, Bob. Have fun, Bob says. Splish, scrub, splash, rub. Did you wash your hands? Mom asks. Yes, says Pete. Keeping clean is good. Pete the cat, Super Pete. Pete the cat is out for a walk. Pete listens to owls. He listens to the frogs. Just then, Pete hears a beep. It is not coming from outside. It is coming from his watch. Pete races home. It is time for Pete the cat to become Super Pete. Pete presses a button in his room. The wall slides away. Pete sees a set of steps. Down, down, down he goes. Pete steps into his lair. It is full of groovy things to help him fight crime. Pete the cat puts on his awesome cat suit. He puts on his cape and his sneakers. Now, Super Pete is ready to save the city. Pete sees a flashing light. There is a message on his computer. It is the mayor. Come quick, Super Pete, the mayor says. We need your help. There is trouble at the warehouse. Pete pulls a lever. Whoosh! Pete's nifty jet sinks into his lair. Pete hops into the jet. He zips into the air. Super Pete is on his way to save the day. Pete races through the sky. He hits a button. The jet shimmers. The jet disappears. Now the jet is invisible. No one will know Super Pete is coming. Pete hovers over the warehouse. He straps on a parachute. He jumps. Pete lands on the roof. He goes inside the warehouse. It is dark. He cannot see. Pete puts on his night vision goggles. He sees two bad guys. They are carrying a box. Pete picks up a rock. He puts it in his slingshot. The rock hits the box. The bad guys drop the box. They climb out a window. Pete races to the window. The bad guys have a boat. They are getting away. Pete pushes a button on his catsuit. His sneakers turn to flippers. A mask closes over his face. Pete jumps into the water. He swims after the bad guys. Pete takes a rope from his pocket. He twirls it over his head. Pete aims. He throws. The rope catches the boat. Pete pulls himself along the rope. Pete climbs into the bad guy's boat. He ties up the bad guys. Pete pushes a button on his watch. His jet appears above him. Pete pulls the bad guys into his jet. Pete brings the bad guys to the mayor. Super Pete saved the day. The end. Pete the Cat, Pete at the Beach. Story written and illustrated by James Dean. It is a hot day. Pete the cat goes to the beach with his mom and his brother Bob. Let's go in the water, Bob says. Maybe later, says Pete. Bob likes to surf. He rides the big waves. It looks like fun. I'm hot, says Pete. Go in the water, says Mom. Maybe later, says Pete. Pete makes a sandcastle. His mom helps him dig. Here comes a big wave, and there goes Pete. Oh no! Where did his sandcastle go? Bob rides a big wave. Wow, says Pete, that looks like fun. Pete and his mom take a walk. They find seashells. They see a crab. Pete's feet get wet. His feet feel cool. The rest of him is hot. It is time for lunch. Pete eats a sandwich. He drinks lemonade. The sun is very hot. And Pete is very, very hot. Bob is wet and cool. Let's play ball, says Pete. No thanks, says Bob. I want to surf. Pete throws the ball. His mom catches it. Let's get our feet wet, says Mom. Well, okay, says Pete. The water is cool. It feels good. Pete goes in deeper. Bob waves to Pete. I want to show you how to surf, he yells. Pete does not say maybe later. He says, let's do it. Lie on the board, says Bob. Pete lies on the board. Paddle, says Bob. Pete paddles out. He waits for a big wave. A big wave is coming. Stand up, says Bob. Pete stands up. Then Pete falls down. It was scary, but it did not hurt. Try again later, says Bob. Pete wants to try again now. Pete lies down again. He paddles out and waits. Here comes a wave. Pete stands up. This time he rides the wave. Good job, says Bob. Pete wants to surf all day. Bob does too. So they take turns. Pete and Bob rock and roll with the waves. What a great day! It is okay to be afraid, but it is more fun to surf. Thank you for watching. Don't forget to like and subscribe to stay tuned for many more cool stories like this one. Hello friends! Today we are going to read Pete the Cat's Snow Days, written and illustrated by James Dean. Pete the cat wakes up and gets ready for school. He has show and tell today there. There is no school today, says Pete's mom. It's a snow day.
Hooray!
Yells Pete.
Let's go sledding,
Says Pete.
Great idea,
Says his brother Bob. Pete puts on his hat, boots, and mittens.
I'm ready to go,
He says. On the way, Pete makes snowballs. He throws one at Bob. Bob throws one back. Pete makes a snow cat. Snow days are way more fun than school days, he says. Sledding hill, here we come, says Pete. He can't wait to get there. Pete waves to Callie. Come sledding with us, he says. The hill is big. Trey and Emma look small at the top. Crunch, crunch goes the snow as Pete, Bob, and Callie go up, up, up. Whee! They yell as they go down, down, down. I love snow days, says Pete. On the way home, Pete and Bob stop at Trey's house. The hot chocolate is yummy.
What a fun day,
says Pete. Tomorrow at school, I'll tell my class all about it. Pete wakes up to more snow. It's not a school day. It's another snow day. Pete makes a snow fort. He throws snowballs. He makes a snow dog. Then he has fun sledding. He can't wait to tell his teacher about it. But the next day is a snow day too. There's too much snow. Pete and Bob can barely even open the front door. Before you go sledding, please shovel the walk, says Mom. But shoveling is hard work. When Pete is done, he's too tired to go sledding. Pete misses his teacher. He misses the other cats in his class. Pete can't wait to go back to school tomorrow. But when Pete wakes up, it's snowing. Oh no, he says, not another snow day. Pete wants to go to school. So Pete plows the streets all by himself. The other cats rush outside. They help clear the snow. Everyone wants to go to school. The streets are clear and safe. The bus can drive. School is open. All the kids are excited to see their teacher. He has a snow day show and tell. When it's Pete's turn, he tells everyone about the fun he had in the snow. I love snow days, says Pete, but I love school best. The end.
Ready, set, 1, 2, 3, 4.
The Petes go marching one by one, hurrah, hurrah. The Petes go marching one by one, hurrah, hurrah. The Petes go marching one by one. The groovy one stops to have some fun, and they all go marching down to town to get out of the rain. Boom, boom, boom. The Petes go marching 2 by 2, hurrah, hurrah. The Petes go marching 2 by 2, hurrah, hurrah. The Petes go marching 2 by 2. The groovy one stops to meet the crew, and they all go marching down to town to get out of the rain. Boom, boom, boom. The Petes go marching 3 by 3, hurrah, hurrah. The Petes go marching 3 by 3, hurrah, hurrah. The Petes go marching 3 by 3. The groovy one stops for a tambourine, and they all go marching down to town to get out of the rain. Boom, boom, boom. The Petes go marching 4 by 4, hurrah, hurrah. The Petes go marching 4 by 4, hurrah, hurrah. The Petes go marching 4 by 4. The groovy one stops by at the store, and they all go marching down to town to get out of the rain. Boom, boom, boom. Music store. The Petes go marching 5 by 5, hurrah, hurrah. The Petes go marching 5 by 5, hurrah, hurrah. The Petes go marching 5 by 5. The groovy one stops to take a drive, and they all go marching down to town to get out of the rain. Boom, boom, boom. The Petes go marching 6 by 6, hurrah, hurrah. The Petes go marching 6 by 6, hurrah, hurrah. The Petes go marching 6 by 6. The groovy one stops to pick up sticks, and they all go marching down to town to get out of the rain. Boom, boom, boom. The Petes go marching 7 by 7, hurrah, hurrah. The Petes go marching 7 by 7, hurrah, hurrah. The Petes go marching 7 by 7. The groovy one stops to play rock and roll heaven, and they all go marching down to town to get out of the rain. Boom, boom, boom. The Petes go marching 8 by 8, hurrah, hurrah. The Petes go marching 8 by 8, hurrah, hurrah. The Petes go marching 8 by 8. The groovy one stops for his bandmates, and they all go marching down to town to get out of the rain. Boom, boom, boom. The Petes go marching 9 by 9, hurrah, hurrah. The Petes go marching 9 by 9, hurrah, hurrah. The Petes go marching 9 by 9. The groovy one stops stops to check the time, and they all go marching down to town to get out of the rain. Boom, boom, boom. The beats go marching 10 by 10. Hurrah, hurrah. The beats go marching 10 by 10. Hurrah, hurrah. The beats go marching 10 by 10. The groovy one stops to shout the end, and they all go marching down to town to get out of the rain.
Pete the Cat and the New Guy by Kimberly and James Dean. It was Sunday and Pete's friend had come to play. They were rocking to a new song when beep, beep, beep. There was a noise coming from across the street. Wise Old Owl had a view from his tree. Pete said, "Hey, Owl, what do you see?" Owl said, "All I see are green shoes and a red hat." Pete answered, "Sounds like my kind of cat." Pete could not imagine who this new guy could be. "I really hope it's a new friend for me." On Monday, Pete wanted to say hi, but he was feeling kind of shy. So he just rode by and by and by. Until finally, Pete got to meet the new guy. Pete said, "I never met anyone quite like you. You seem like a duck and like a beaver too." The new guy said to Pete, "Hi, my name is Gus. Glad to meet you too. I'm a platypus." Pete said, "You're not like me and I'm not like you, but I think being different is really very cool." On Tuesday, Pete and Gus took a walk down the street. They came to Squirrel, who was playing in a tree. "Hi, Gus," said Squirrel. "Climbing is easy. Try and see." Gus gave the tree a try, but the branch was too high. "I wish I could climb like you, but climbing is something I just can't do." Pete said, "Don't be sad, don't be blue. There is something everyone can do." On Wednesday, Pete and Gus took a walk down the street. They came to Pete's friend Grumpy Toad, who said, "Come play leapfrog with me. Jumping is easy. Try and see." Gus jumped and leaped, but he couldn't get over Toad or Pete. "I wish I could jump like you, but jumping is something I just can't do." Pete said, "Don't be sad, don't be blue. There is something everyone can do." On Thursday, Pete and Gus took a walk down the street. Soon they saw Octopus, who said, "Come juggle with me. Juggling is easy. Try and see." "I wish I could juggle like you, but juggling is something I just can't do." Pete said, "Don't be sad, don't be blue. There is something everyone can do." On Friday, Pete and Gus took a walk down the street. Gus said, "I can't juggle or jump or climb a tree. It's no fun around here for me." On Saturday, Pete hoped Gus would come out to play. "I wish Gus wasn't sad. I wish Gus wasn't blue. I wish there was something we could do." Just then, Pete heard a groovy sound. It was coming from across the street. Gus was rocking to his own beat. Sweet! Pete said, "Check out Gus the platypus." He found something cool he can do with us. He's not sad. He's not blue. Gus found something that everyone can do. Thanks for watching. Please like and subscribe, and don't forget to hit the notification bell for many more stories. See you next time! Pete the Cat and the Perfect Pizza Party by Kimberly and James Dean. Pete the Cat loves pizza. Pete the Cat loves parties too. Pete had an idea of what he could do. He would have the perfect pizza party. You are invited to Pete's pizza party with fun, games, music. Bring your swimsuit too. Pete's friends all arrived. It was time to build the perfect pizza together. That would make the pizza even better. Pete thought the perfect pizza would be pepperoni with extra cheese. It's a party, a pepperoni pizza party. But everyone did not agree. Callie said,
Pepperoni would be just fine, but I really love pretzels on mine.
Pete and the gang were puzzled.
Pretzels?
Well, that's something new. But maybe pretzels could be groovy too.
Woo!
It's a party, a pepperoni pretzel pizza party. Squirrel said,
Pepperoni and pretzels would be just fine, but I really love pistachios on mine.
Pete and the gang were puzzled.
Pistachios?
Well, that's something new. But maybe pistachios could be groovy too. It's a party, a pepperoni pretzel pistachios pizza party. Grumpy Toad said,
Pepperoni, pretzels, and pistachios would be just fine. But I really love pickles on mine.
Pete and the gang were puzzled. Pickles? Well, that's something new. But maybe pickles could be groovy too. It's a party, a pepperoni pretzel pistachios pickle pizza party. Gus said,
Pepperoni, pretzels, pistachios, and pickles would be just fine. But I really love popcorn on mine.
Pete and the gang were puzzled. Popcorn? Well, that's something new. But maybe popcorn could be groovy too. It's a party, a pepperoni pretzel pistachios pickle popcorn pizza party. Alligator said,
Pepperoni, pretzels, pistachios, pickles, and popcorn would be just fine. But I really love papaya on mine.
Now Pete and the gang were really puzzled.
Papaya?
Well, that's something new. But maybe papaya could be groovy too. It's a party, a pepperoni, pretzel, pistachios, pickle, popcorn, papaya, pizza party. Pete and the gang piled the pepperoni, pretzels, pistachios, pickles, popcorn, and papaya on top. The pizza was so high they had to stop. Ding! The pizza was done.
Yeah!
Trying something new might be fun. They all built up the courage to take the first bite. And the pepperoni, pretzel, pistachios, pickle, popcorn, papaya pizza was out of sight. Dynamite, just right. In the end, the perfect pizza is a pizza shared with friends. The end. Thanks for watching. Please like and subscribe if you're new. Don't forget to hit the notification bell to stay tuned for more videos like this one.